Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today I actually have something a little different. I am doing a tutorial, and remember, I am not a professional tutorial maker, so I am going to do my best on how to show you how to make this. So it's pretty small, and I created the dimensions and everything to use your 6x8 paper pads for like the design paper, because we all have a ton of them. And this pocket here is actually sized to fit like a 3x4 card, and I'm sure have tons of those too, because I do. But so this is what I'm going to be showing you how to make. Oh, and I got glue right here. Let me wipe that off. Okay, so like I said, bear with me because this is, you know, kind of not my first time, but you know, I don't do this often. Anyways, I had made a bigger version of this one for Tony, and then I got a few people asking for a tutorial, and that was a long time ago. So I decided to just make a smaller version, one that we can send in Happy Mail and gift things to. So let's get into it. Let me move this little scraps over here. Okay. So for the first thing that you are going to need is chipboard. And if you do not have chipboard, or you don't want to use chipboard, then you can just use 110-pound cardstock, or you glue a few of them together to make it thick. I am using chipboard. And you're going to need 2 pieces of 6 inches by 4 inches of chipboard. So I already have mine cut down to size. And you are going to need a piece of acetate. And this acetate is 4 inches by 5.5 inches. And I went ahead and scored this already at every 1/4 of an inch. Let's see if you can see that. Yeah. So every 1/4 of an inch, I scored it. And you're going to feel which side, okay? Because you're going to feel like the bumps coming up. And that side is going to be on the outside. I'm sorry. I'm not sure if that was an earthquake. Wow. Okay. I got totally distracted. Okay. So, the bumps that are coming up from the score marks, they're going to go on the outside, and the smooth side is going to go inside. Okay. Let me take my little note off. And since every 1/4 of an inch is scored, you're going to do 1 inch, which is 4 little lines there. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And you're going to go ahead, and this is the part where I don't know if everybody does this or it's just me, but I struggle gluing acetate because hot glue doesn't work. It'll only work for like a little while, and then it starts falling apart. And then like wet glue, you know, we all know acetate and wet glue, they just sometimes don't want to get along. And I was already jumping ahead of myself. So before you start to put this part, you can totally wrap this down. Like if you were making a mini album, so you would wrap your paper so your edges are not like just so bare. But for me, you know, you can paint them. I have this on hand, and this is just like gold lunar paste. So all I did was, you know, did all the edges. And then you're going to go ahead and do that to all 4 corners of your chipboard. And it's okay if you get some like that, because it's actually a good thing that you go a little bit more than just the edges. because just in case you don't line up your paper, at least it's not going to be like ugly chipboard being exposed. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And I should have done this earlier, but I forgot. On the one I showed you, the prototype, I had forgotten to do this step and I was so mad, but luckily I was able to do it after. So it wasn't like a huge deal. Okay, we'll let that dry. And then we'll do this one. And you guys, this tutorial is mine. So you are more than welcome to alter it. And if you can do it better, you know, by all means. This is just something I created like quick. And there could possibly be better ways of doing it, but this is just my way. Doesn't mean you got to do it this way. This is just my way of showing you how I made it. You know, kind of like recipes. You know, everybody cooks, but everybody cooks their own way. They do things different. And that's totally fine. Ooh. Okay. So that should dry pretty quickly. So, oh yeah. Okay, so back to this part. Like I said, the little rough bumpies out, and it's kind of gonna look like that. I measured it out so that way it's about a 2-inch gusset in between, which is gonna be for your pocket. And so it's gonna be 1 inch on this side and 1 inch on the other side. And because me and wet glue and hot glue don't get along when it comes to acetate, the best way I've found for me is using my long reach stapler. And if you don't have a long reach stapler, you can use a regular stapler. Just have the mouth like open all the way. Like this. Have it open. Wait, not like that. Like this. And then push down on it. Just make sure that you have something on your surface so you don't damage whatever's underneath. Okay, so I said 1 inch, which is 4 score lines on here. And make sure that you even it out because we don't want it crooked. Okay, and I am gonna do the very corner, 1 staple, and at the other corner, another one, and then 1 in the middle, top, and then the bottom. Bottom right corner, bottom middle, and bottom left corner. Okay. So you're gonna have something that looks like this. And then we're gonna flip it around and do the other side. Again, 1 inch, 4 score lines. And try to even that out as possible, as much as you can. Crafting is not perfection. It's having fun and creating and making things beautiful. So don't worry if it's not perfect. And in the middle again. And it's easier to staple when you're standing up. I was trying to do it sitting down. Okay, and the last one in the corner. So there you go. You have two pieces of ugly chipboard and acetate. And this is where you're gonna get your bone folder. And I have different kinds, but this is like my cheapy one. It's plastic, and I don't care if I mess this one up, okay? So get something, screwdriver, whatever you have handy. And this is where I'm gonna go in and push the staples down flat on the opposite ends where the teeth are. Okay, and this is important because you don't want your paper to be lifting. So you're gonna go ahead and just push all of these little teeth in so it doesn't create such a big ugly bump on your paper. Okay, that side is done. Okay. The top ones are very important, so make sure you do those ones especially good. Okay, so this is what we have so far. Okay, that's what we have so far. And from here, this is where you will be using either a 6x8 paper pad or a 12x12 paper pad, whatever you want to use. You're gonna need 2 pieces. Hold on. Let me move this because it keeps. Wow. Okay. I tried to move it so it wouldn't fall and it still fell. Okay. And then you're gonna need 2 pieces of pattern paper, and they're gonna measure 4 inches by 6. So I have mine here. This is the front that I'll be using, and you see that's good. I went over because I didn't cut my paper like a perfect 4x6, and that's fine because we did extra around, and it even looks cute, to be honest. So we're gonna go ahead and glue these on. I am using wet glue. I broke this glue, but it's kind of like a good thing because it comes out a lot compared to like the thin small thing. See? And I like it better for those projects that you need a whole bunch of glue quick. So now this one is my lot of glue bottle. And get all around the edge here. And we're gonna go ahead and glue our first cover. This is the cover piece, so make sure you're choosing something that you love. And then we're just gonna rub this to make sure it stays on, especially on top where the staples are. And you can choose different patterns if you want for your front and back cover. Like I said, I cut mine, I used a 12x12 for this one, and I was able to get 3, enough for 3 little boxes. So that was perfect for me. So I'm gonna go ahead and use the same for the backing. I'm trying not to make this video too long, so I do apologize. if it is going to be long. And that's me, you know, prepping some things. Okay. Twist that one. Okay, we're good here. Whoops. I don't have too much space to work here because I am destashing and I have a bunch of stuff all over my table. And I normally work in like a small little spot on my desk because, I mean, let's face it, I'm a crafter and I like to throw everything all over my table. I'm a messy crafter. Who am I kidding? If you ever see my craft room clean, it's only clean for that picture. It's hard for me to be creative and clean at the same time. It's like either one. And unfortunately, lately, it's neither. But I'm trying to get back there. Okay, so now this is what you should have. Now you don't have ugly chipboard pieces anymore with staples showing in the front. Okay, so at this point, it doesn't matter what is your front and what is your back, because for me, I have both the same pattern. Okay, and for the inside back, well, actually, for the two inside pieces here, you're gonna need, again, another 6x4 sheet. So let's check in here. I am going with the blue pocket this time. So I'm thinking I'm going to use probably this first sheet. I think I'm going to use this one. This one's the one that I used in the other one, and I could just cut it in half. What should I do? I'm going to go with this one. I'm just going to do it because I want it to be different. Similar, but different. So I'm going to just cut this one in half. It'll be 4 by 6. Okay, there we go. And I'm gonna glue the back piece on. And when it's florals or anything, you know, just make sure that your pattern paper is gonna be, you know, not upside down or slanted. But when it comes to florals, it really doesn't matter how they are, in my opinion, unless they're like straight up, like upside down. Then in that case, you need something else. You need a different one. Okay. Okay, push down, press it in there really good. See, like these florals are going sideways, but these ones are going upright. So, I mean, flowers are flowers. These ones seem to be going in every direction. Same as this one. So that one will work for my other side. Okay, so make sure you go press down like really hard right here by the staples, but not so hard because you don't want to rip your paper, because this is where the little teeth are. But just hard enough that it is gonna be stuck down and it won't fall apart. Okay. Okay. Save it. Okay, now we are moving on to our pocket. And for the pocket, you're going to need a 110-pound piece of cardstock. And I suggest definitely 110-pound because you need your pocket to be sturdy. And so I got 110-pound basil cardstock. And let me show you where to score. Okay, so on the 10-inch side, let me see if I could bring my scoreboard so I can show you. Because I know measurements and sometimes can get a little crazy and wonky. And excuse this board because it has glue. Okay, so on the 10-inch side, you're going to be scoring, I don't know if I can show you. You're going to be scoring 1 inch and 1/8. So score down. Then you're going to score at 3 inches, okay? Then you're going to flip your paper around to the other side. And you're going to score at 1 inch and then again at 3 inches. Okay? And then you're going to put it onto the 6-inch side and you're going to score it. Hold on. It's on this side. It doesn't matter which side, but. And then you're going to score it at 1 inch and again at 3 inches. Okay? And just so you know, it's right here, 6x10 piece of paper, and I definitely changed it here to 1 1/8 because a prototype, there was a little bit of an overhang here, and I don't like that. Okay, so score on the long side, 1 1/8 inch, and then 3 inches, and then flip to the other side, and then score 1 inch by 3 inches. And then on the short side, you're going to score at 1 inch and 3 inches. Okay? After that, you're going to start folding all of your score lines. Let me move this out of the way. Okay. And here is the top of your pocket. This is going to be the main pocket right here. Okay, so you're going to get your scissors. And you are going to cut the second score line, okay? Second score line. All the way up past one score line and stop at the second score line. Okay? And you're going to do that again over here. Because you want the center basically. You're going to go past the first score line and stop at the second. So you're going to have something that looks something like this. Okay? And after you've done that, you are going to just chop this off. This whole side. Stop at the second score line. Flip it over. Cut this all off. Stop at the second score line. So you will have 2 pieces that look like this that you don't need. Okay? So now this is what you're left with. Something that looks like this. Okay? And for this little flap down here, the center, the middle one, you are going to do like a little triangle off the corner. that's what you have. Now you will be using your glue, wet glue, hot glue, whatever your glue of preference is. And you're going to add about an inch here covered, because you're going to fold the sides in to create your box. So just remember, you kind of need to get as close to as the size that it's here, like on the side here, because then otherwise your corners won't meet up. Okay. So that means we are going like this. And on this side as well. Okay, let me see if I can get my score. This is probably easier if you just get your bone folder to adhere it down. Okay. And this is what you have. Now this is the part where you would just, you know, check to make sure it's actually gonna fit here, that it's not popping out, and yes, it fits perfectly in here. Okay, and you will see that like the sides are not really supported, but when you do your decorative paper, it will support it. In fact, I think that's what we're going on to now. Okay, so for your pocket, you're gonna need pattern paper, and it's gonna be 3 7/8 of an inch and 2 7/8. Okay, so 3 7/8 by 2 7/8. Let's see, my inside is blue, my pocket is blue. I want something with yellow this time. Should I do that one? I don't know which one I should do this time. Okay, hold on, give me a second. I didn't plan that part out. So I am using a bunch of different collections here. They're all collections that I feel like work very well together. What's the inside look like? I like that one. I think I kind of like this, but hold on, just in case. You know what? I'm gonna go with this one. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna go with this one for the front, and then that flower one for the edges. So we need a, what did I say, 3 7/8, 3 7/8 by 2 7/8. Where's 3? I am gonna go with this one. That would be here. Yeah, that's what I want to do. Okay, but I'm not, don't glue this part on yet either because we have magnets involved and you need that to not be on. Okay, and then we're gonna need one big strip of pattern paper for your side, and that's gonna be 1 7/8 by 9 7/8. 1 7/8. Okay, and when I say 7/8, like, just so we're all on the same page here. So there's 1, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's 1 7/8 right there, right on that line, right before the 2. Okay. And it's not the little baby one right before the 2. It's like the one that's a little bit bigger. Okay, so 1 7/8 by 9 7/8. Another way, before I even knew what that was, I used to be like, oh, 9 and 2 lines before the 10. Yeah, make that make sense. It made sense to me at the time, but you know, now thinking about it, I'm like, oh, maybe it didn't make too much sense. Okay, so now we are going to glue the strip for your side. And I like to eyeball approximately 3 1/4 inches and then go piece by piece. And then just eyeball where you think 1/16 would be. Okay. And because your paper is off, you can go ahead and use your bone folder to score in here. And then I'm going to eyeball about 4 inches. And go over. And when you get to this crease, pinch it a little bit just so it creases with your corner there. You can just cut out 3 separate pieces if you want to, but I do it this way because I need the support on here, and I know there's a way to do flaps, but like I said, this is the way I do it. And this adds the security. Okay, and then flip that down on the other side. Okay, now you have your base pocket. And you already have the pattern paper on your back. So all you gotta do is glue your choice of glue, obviously. And I actually wanted the rough side inside and not on the outside. I wanted the smooth side, but I already got this far, so. And I put a whole bunch of glue. Okay, so make sure when you're lining it up that you go edge to edge and that it's flush at the bottom, okay? Make sure it's flush at the bottom. Okay. And make sure all the edges are being tucked in. And then once everything looks even enough for you, go in with your bone folder and add your pressure to everything. Okay, everything looks good, I think. Okay. And then this is where you get your insert. And first, before you glue it down, you want to make sure it's going to fit. And it does. And this is a 3 7/8 by 3. You're going to add your glue. Obviously, I was thinking for this one because I wrote on the rough side because I wanted the smooth side. Sometimes when we craft, it, you know, it doesn't follow directions. It takes us on its own way, on its own little path. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's even better. Sometimes it works out, and then sometimes it doesn't. And then we're gonna push that on as well. Okay. And this is what we have. Like that. And it stands up without it being lopsided, which means we did a good job. Okay, I am getting my magnets here because I forgot to get them. Hold on. Uh-oh. Where'd they go? Hold on. Okay. All I found are my good ones. I have like Amazon ones or AliExpress ones, and those work just fine. So all I have right now are my basic gray ones. These already have adhesive on them. So if you have these, you already know that one is a plus, one is a negative. And they're a pain in the butt to get out. Okay, there's that part. And now we need the negative. Okay. This is where you would just put your two magnets together like that. And yours probably wouldn't have the stickers unless you have them. And if they don't have the stickers like mine, all you have to do is just put some glue, hot glue, wet glue, whatever it is, you use for your magnets. And you'd put it not too far down because then it'll pop up your piece, you know, your, what is it called? Your pattern paper. There we go. Okay, so just push that down. If you have glue, let that dry before you do this next part. So for me, I stand this up and I even it out. And then I push. Hard on the inside. And then there's the other magnet. Okay, and I use my bone folder to push this down hard. And then the same with this one. Use my bone folder to push down from the inside of the pocket. So that way I know that it's on there. And there you go. And now you have an even and straight little box. Okay, this is where you would add on that paper that I told you to leave alone for your pocket. This is the 3 7/8 by 2 7/8 pattern paper. So we are adding this one on now. If you are planning on doing any stitching, definitely do your stitching prior to gluing on these panels. Obviously, right? Okay. There is my front panel, and I love the little border of blue popping through. And just turn her upside down. And push down with my bone folder, making sure that everything is in place. And I love it. Okay, last piece here is our other back panel. And we will just be gluing this one like so. And actually, this one you can do however you want. If you want it to be the right side up, like technically it would be upside down when you're looking at it. Like it would be this way, but it'll be the right side up looking at it from this angle, if that makes sense. So I am going to just do it that way because when you open it this way, it is upside down, but I mean, I prefer all of my papers to be going the same direction. So I am going to glue it like I did that panel. So that's personal preference. And we're getting close to the end, everyone. Thank you for sticking around with me. And if you made them, yay, I hope you love them. I hope I was able to share with you some of my tricks, and if not, maybe inspired you to make one. I am working on some bee themed things because I have been collecting stuff and it's time to use it. So the collections I am actually using is the Honey and Bee from Fancy Pants. And I am also using the Miss Kate Cuttables Happy Easter paper. I do not Eastercraft, but I bought it because this whole color scheme felt like it went with this whole thing here. And then I am also using the 49 in Market Vintage Artistry and the 49 in Market Crafty Garden. So you guys will be seeing a finished product with these filled with embellishments. Those, I feel like that's what makes crafting unique, is that there's no rules to anything we do. You just create and you don't have to stick with that one collection. You can mix and match. You can do whatever your heart desires. Okay, you guys, this is it. These are them. I did the same fronts, different bottoms, and different insides. And I love them both. Thank you so much for watching, and you guys have a great crafty day, week, weekend, month. See you on the next video. Bye.